Hi everyone, welcome back to BTM Scale Modeling for week 19 on the shuttle Discovery and week 10 on the Axanar starships. So, just being straight up front with you guys, I did do work this week on both, but I forgot to turn camera on for some of it. I do have some videos that I'm going to show you what I got done and what I was doing, but between appointments and then I just got into a zone doing stuff, I forgot to turn the camera on. So with that, you guys might have noticed something very unique in the intro picture. That is the Forgotten Tower, and my dear great friend Scatchen Jack asked me to build for him, to do my thing, and I did. And so I'm going to put that with what I did this week with what I did doing that one. So at least we got a little bit of a video, because I forgot to turn the camera on a lot. I mean a lot. You'll see. And I was just talking with him, and I was going to make sure I got it back into post for him, and he's like, please, I want you to keep that. And that means a lot to me. I mean, he is a good dear friend of mine. He's a good dear friend to the modeling community, and he is just doing some exceptional things with 3D printing. I'm just always in awe. So please, if you know Scatchen Jack, just give him a good thumbs up and hey, how's it going, bud? But with that, guys, yes, I did do a little bit of work on Discovery and the Axanar starships. So with that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button, click on the little bell, and every time I upload, you will be notified. And if you have a question about something I did, or you want me to go more into something I've done, or do just a special video on doing certain thing, please let me know. Put it in the comment section. I usually respond within 12 to 24 hours. And yes, I respond to, hey Buck, great job. Hey Buck, what the heck were you thinking? Hey Buck, are you really sure you wanted to do that? I will respond, I promise. So with that, guys, after the builds of what I did for Axanar and Discovery, I will cut in the building on the Forgotten Tower, because I spent a couple of months, 3 or 4 months, just doing it when I had to wait on certain things to get dry or things to get done. So please enjoy that. And as always, thank you to all my subscribers. So with that, I'm going to shut up and let's go see what I did to get done this week. Good morning, everyone, and today is Thursday, and I will explain. Spent a good deal Monday just doing what I do on Mondays, just focusing on the building, and I'll share that with you here in a second. Then I had family and come over Tuesday, and then I had to take care of items Wednesday. So hey, it's Thursday, but hey, let me show you the things that I did get done and where we're going to go on the next parts of this. So here is the actual launch pad, and I started getting some scratch building in so I can take care of those and all this. Besides these guys, but that's where we're at. Also, let me set this down. This is the Uss Geronimo, and I'm starting to get things wired in and items like that. So give me just a second. Lots of wires, guys. Lots of these guys. So let me get you. Sorry. The big thing with this ship, I was hoping I was going to be able to get in and get these guys lit, but there is just not a whole lot of room, so I'm going to have to paint those in. There's not enough room to do what I need. I can get these on the bridge and B-deck and down the neck lit, and I can get the nacelles lit, and I am going to get the secondary hull lit, and do some work with that. Sorry about my phone, guys. Sorry about that. But that's where I'm at, and my plan today is to not only start getting things together and that, but to also start painting the base stands that are the base parts that, give me 1 second here. Let me show you. The base parts that my client led me to make sure goes on the base. So that's where I'm at, guys. So let me do a little bit of cleanup and get moving around on some things, and let's get to the Geronimo. So I will be back. Good morning, and I got in the zone yesterday and didn't share some of the things. Sorry, but I've got the secondary hull closed up and done, and also the nacelles. Yay. And yeah, it was definitely fun. Like I said, there was some things that I'm not gonna, add for lighting because there's just not enough room, and I want to make sure I hit on the highlights of what I can light and say that's this is a Starship. So first plan today is to get this the primary hull done and get it together. I'm not going to be able, sorry about the phone, guys, sorry, turn that back on to vibrate real quick while I'm talking. And because of the lack of space, I'm going to definitely have to run the navs down into the base. I'm going to have to run the resistors in the base to run up because there's just not enough room. I mean, take flies. This is one resistor, and yeah, and it's pretty good size, and I don't want to do any more into the hole because I don't want to accidentally go through that. So I'm going to be thinking, but I got to at least start getting things together. So that's the first plan, and then on to the launch pad. So let me get some things taken care of here, and I'll show you before I seal it up. So I will return. So still not sealed up yet because one thing, like I've always said, is test, 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 test. And well, I tested, and one of the navs would not come on, so I had to go and take everything back apart and double check. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting ready to get everything redone here and get that all squared away. But while I was waiting on things to dry with replacing the SMDs, I started getting those bases painted up because I was going to show you some things with that, and I did one. And normally the thing is, once you prime it and then you do your paint, and after it dries, you can mask off. You don't push very hard, but so it doesn't pill up the paint, and if it does, it just be a little bit. Well, because this is a resin cast kit and all the fun with that, I forgot that even with primer and adhesion promoter for the primer and all that, I painted a part and then I masked it off, and then I painted, and then I was going to paint another part, and I go, let me check something real quick, and I peeled up, and where the paint or where the tape or the mask was that I was going to protect from getting other paint on, peeled that all off. So I did, I got it fixed, and then I did one overall coat with it and took it outside and sealed it up. So there's that. So I will be sharing that with you when they, because I just gloss coated them. So let me get back to work on this, and I hope I'm going to share with you when I get it done. Okay, so what I ended up having to do is go back to my original plan. I thought I was going to be able to do resistors in, and the space was working great, but it just was not doing. One would light, the other wouldn't, so I had to go back and refocus my plan. So I'm just running wire down and do the resistors in the base. But got that. I've got the impulse engines in now. I've got one more I gotta do for the navs, and then I got to get the impulse engines together and get a bit of LED tape that I'm going to do right here like this, just to help, just so it gets that underneath and I don't have to keep trying to fight with it. And then, yeah, I'm still working on things, so getting it figured out slowly but surely, but it's getting better because I'm trying to think. You know what? I might just put a littler, because because the way the ship is centered, the best way to center it and keep everything, I had to run my where I'm gonna post it. Oh, sorry guys, stay in camera. I'm gonna post it right here. So I think what I'm going to do is rethink some things real quick, because I need to be able to have the wire, because I was thinking, oh well, I can just run it this way, but then put the light tape, and then I didn't think far enough ahead. So give me a little bit and let me figure out what I'm going to do here and go get those base parts in so you can take a look at that, guys. So I'm going to keep thinking on this, and I'll be right back. Alright, still working on the primary hull, but I thought I'd share with you guys the nacelles and the secondary hulls. Again, I would turn it a little bit more, but let's see if I can do that. There we go. Stay in camera. There we go. So yeah, not bad, huh? Getting there, but gonna take me a little bit more time on those guys up there. Let me get this stuff unplugged, and I will be right back. Alright guys, well here is the base emblems I was talking about. And this one, these guys are pretty simple. Only there's going to be black in the bottom, and then the only white, there'll be white on it, just these stars here. And then on these, black again, but these bigger one, and then in this emblem here, all the stars, and then Signia is white. The fun thing is going to be with the Cleon emblem, because we all know, hey, we know what the Cleon, and it is. It's really close, yellow, red, blue, and black. But here's something I'm going to have to work on. I can do. But if you look at that, it's a little more white blended than the other, usually when you see the insignia. So that's going to be fun. So with that, guys, I know that it was a short build week video because I kept spacing to turn the camera on, and I do apologize. But that's why I'm also including the build-up on the Forgotten Tower and the final looks at that for my good dear friend Scatchen Jack. So with that, everyone, have a great and safe weekend. Have a great and safe week. And I'll see you guys back here on the bench. Hey everyone, welcome to a very special and fun build. I was asked by my dear friend Scatchen Jack from Amazing Scale Modelers if I could do what I do. By that he means the paint and the lighting and all that. So he does 3D prints. Very awesome, very awesome. And this, if I remember right, is the Forgotten Tower, I think. I'll have to double check. I'll let you guys know. But and he wants me to do that. So the first thing I did was clean what I can, and then I did a plan. So he wants the red, green, and blue effect, and I drilled those. And the funny thing is so I could get the lighting to work, I had to clean up underneath really good so I could make sure to find what I needed in the wires to have room. Then he would like a fire scene inside the tower, so I will do that. And what I did is I did magnets on both the roof and the tower, so if he ever wants to show off the inside or really get a look at the inside, he'll be able to pull off the top and look down. So there's that. But the first thing I said I needed to do was take care of what I could, and then I needed to get a coat of primer. And what I use this time is a Rust-Oleum black sandable primer, and he let me know about it because he does quite a bit on 3D models, so great advice. And yes, I'm really loving it. So the first thing I'm going to do is just put down the base gray coat for the rock and part of the steps, and do that because I'm also going to make here at the bottom here. Let me get it up here so you guys can see it. So here at the bottom, right here, I'm going to make kind of ground, you know, dirt, grass, all that, and then I'm going to do all that with the rock too. But the first thing I want to do is get the get down the base and get a good idea on what else I need to do real quick. So I'll be using Tamiya's XF20, which is medium gray, as the base, and then I will show you guys how I create the rocks after that gets dry. So let me get this going and getting dry so I can start working on getting the floor, because I'm going to put a floor and everything in there. So when I got more to show, I will come back and let you guys see. Okay, while things are drying, I'm starting to work on the interior that I'm designing to do for this great tower. And basically, what I did is, the easiest way is I took my compass, set the point in the middle, and then just got it out to the side. Say, let me see if I can show you there without everything going crazy. I got it to this side of the print right in here, and then I just cut it out and then I trimmed up. So what I'm doing is, this is going to be the bottom floor. That's where the fire pit and everything is going to be, and this is going to be the floor around on where the windows are. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking strip pieces of basswood and laying them in. It's easy to work with. It just, sometimes it can be a pain in the butt, but it's easy to work with, and I'll be able to trim out the holes and everything. So, and then I'm using CA. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I try to eyeball the best I can, but sometimes it never hurts using this. So I take my snips, my sprue cutters, because they're great for this wood. I cut that, have my handy dandy tweezers around, and I'll just make sure that's where I want it to be, and then looks good. Then I will put some there and some there. I want to make sure I don't want to get it where it's going to be in that hole. And then just something like that. So it'll look like that, and then I'll press down, and it's pretty neat. So again, I'm going to do this side now, and we can go right about here and just do the same thing again, guys, and just like this. Make sure that it's going to be about this, you know, the decent size I want, which, yes, it will. Okay, so do this. Just like I said, a little bit again, and then just like that. I want to make sure, just like that. And I'll press it down. So I'm going to go ahead and get this finished, and when I get started to do this part on the floor, I will turn the camera back on, because that's going to be pretty cool, and I'll tell you when I do that. But let me get these guys squared away, or floored up, wooded up, and I'll show you what it looks like when I get it all finished. Right, the second floor is drying now, and I'm starting to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build the fire pit first, and then I'll finish the floor around it. And if you guys remember the lighthouse I built for my mother-in-law, I got a lot of those bricks left, but these guys are too big for the scale. So I'm taking these, and basically I'm just kind of cutting them down and getting them into shape. So I'm sorry if you're not going to be able to see. I'm going to try. So this is the next piece, and I have my file wherever I set it down, because I just had it. Yeah, right here. So I want to make sure to try to keep, you know, and like I said, I am sorry, because these are very small pieces so that I'm making. So basically, if I can even hold it, basically all I'm doing is just trying to sand a bit of an angle in there. And I'm going to do that on both sides. doesn't have to be exactly perfect, because I mean, come on, this is, you know, long time ago. So there, it's closed, so it's fine. So I'm just gonna kind of check here, and yeah, if it sticks, I'm happy with that. And like I said, it's okay if it's not exactly perfect. Damn, can I even keep that in camera for you? Let me zoom out just a bit there. Maybe that'll help more. Okay, so I like that, and get the dust off. Then I'm just going to put a bitty drop. Like I said, not a lot of CA. You don't need a lot. And put this in there. Now it tells you, you're supposed to be using, you know, oh, you should be using the white glue, like, you know, school. But I found with that, sometimes, or most of the time, these guys just would not stick together. Here, let me change that exposure. I know that's white and it's bright, so let me see if this helps a bit. There we go. So, oh, sorry guys. So there is that one. And again, I'm just, like I said, I'm just taking the bigger pieces like this right here, like this one, and I'll hold it, and I'll just kind of, it doesn't have to be a perfect straight line, but I'm just scoring a bit. And then with it scored, I can just snap a little piece off. And then again, I'll just kind of, okay, I can see if I can't get 3 pieces out of this one. So I'll score those 3, and snap, snap, snap. So there's how that's going to go. So I'm going to finish this up, and when I get ready to do the rest of the floor, sorry, keep it in camera there guys, I'll come back because I don't think you want to keep watching me do this. So I will return when I have it ready to show. Okay guys, getting ready to do the rest of the bottom floor, but I was thinking about doing 2, but I think because of the scale with the tower, that's going to be, sorry, get in camera, that should be great, and I'll show you more. So now I'm going to do the rest of it, and like I said, I have lots of good stuff to do with stone. I have a lot. I kind of really did, like I said, really like fell in love with it after I built one for my mom, my mother-in-law. So what I've done here is I mixed, just like I said, emulsified glue and water, and probably about 1 part glue to 8 or 9 parts water. Basically all I'm going to do is just this. I'm gonna, you know, get this pretty well brushed down, and then what I did, so it wasn't that big, I put them in this bag and just crunched it. I mean, just smashed it, so they would look great. And basically, so all I'm going to do is just basically this for the most part. Wow, wind's going crazy today. So just something kind of like, you know, just like that. Get all the little parts on there. And then what I do, since there is glue on there, just put that on there. I'll start adding more and kind of start pushing stuff down a little bit. I mean, I'm also going to paint it, so I mean, it doesn't have to be fully rock, because I'm going to add a little bit more texture. But let's do this here. Let's go ahead and do that one. And like I said, just kind of go where it feels. And like I said, it's not going to be 100% perfect, because I'll probably pull some things that I need to, because they might look in scale, not in scale to me. And then the other thing, right now, I'm going to take my pipette, and I'm just going to start dripping, just like that. And then I'll add more. Just really get it in there, right? Just kind of like so. Like I said, I will look and, you know, give a bit of a sanding if it need, you know, try to keep it a little bit more level, or in you know, in scale. But yeah, just like that. Put a little bit more here. I don't mind some of the white because, like I said, I'm going to do other things with it. But there, that's where, let me see if I can pick this up. This is where I'm going to let this sit and just get dry, and then I'll come back through and, you know, start doing other things with it. But yeah, just going to leave that there and let that dry. And then while this is drying, we'll start working on the dry brushing. So let me get things cleaned up and finish doing up the walls and the rock that I did gray on earlier. So give me a few minutes to clean up and I will return. Right, let's start doing dry brushing. So I was looking for you know, good, you know, different colors because some of the things I wanted to do, and I came across the Vallejo Game and Air ones, and so I got cold gray, dead white, and just black. But I'm going to start with the cold gray, and basically I'm just going to do that with my brush, and then just do that, just start getting it off, and then just ever so gently, like I said, I'm just going to just dry brush, give some detail, a little bit more, just some detail around these guys a bit. Like I said, I'm not going crazy. I'm just doing this to get in the dry brush and that. So yeah, the fun, right? And let's go here. Like I said, it's picking up the height, different areas. I'm not doing anything in a particular pattern doing this. I'm just doing this. So let's see. Because what like I said, I used as the base was a medium gray, and it looked great. And now I'm just giving more life to the stones. So I'm going to keep working on that. When I get ready for the next color, I will show you how this looks, and keep moving on. Alright, welcome back, guys. I did a little bit more texturing on everything, and then I went on and gave it all a good gloss clear coat so it protects what paint I have going on. But what I did is, after the pale gray, I went with the dead white, did a light brush again. And then I went with, just to break up the grays and whites, I went with XF64 red brown. So yay. And same thing, I'm gonna do some tape work so I can do some more painting, but starting to get that in. So I'm glad that's fitting. It's not secure yet, but it's fitting. So that's what I'm gonna do now, is one, work on the floors a bit, and I'll show you how I'm going to redo that, because after looking at it, what I did do was just, it wasn't right to me. It wasn't scale enough. So I'm going to do something else. So let me get some things moved around and cleared up, and I'll show you how I'm going to create that brick look on the floor. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go with my tried and true sculpt, is epoxy sculpt. I love this stuff. It's like, it's amazing. It's great. So equal parts, and I've been learning, probably got too much, but I'd rather have a little bit too much and not enough. So two equal parts, and then just start mixing just like that and get it all there. And then I always have water by, because it helps work with this a little bit more. So I also cut this out, a roller, because I want to make it I don't want it to go too crazy, but I also got to remember I'm going to have to make sure I wet the board a little bit more. As you can see, guys. But all I'm doing is I'm just rolling out a bit of it, you know. And then, now I'm going to roll it out just a little bit more. So it's a little bit, there we go. Okay. Then I'm just going to cut parts off, not any real straight line. Then, if I can get it up, like so. Then I'm going to just start putting it in there and pushing it down for right now. Smell the fun part, right guys? Oh my gosh, you're so but not going nuts with it. And then just kind of push it down to the edge, because I can trim that when I get done, but I want to make sure that I'm getting it as close and as I can to that edge. So a bit more, and then like I said, always just kind of, you know, dampen your fingers a little bit. It helps with working this better. And you can see I can pull it and start smoothing it down like so. And then again, stuff likes to stick everywhere, I tell you. Make sure I get my fingers damp. And just kind of bringing it around. Should be the last bit right here. Okay. Now I will take a toothpick and I'll just kind of start, you know, pushing it down, especially around the fire pit. And nothing real crazy, you know. And then again, I'm just going to take my toothpick and I'm just going to, I wet it down and I'll do, you know, things like this, just to give it that look of flagstone or, you know, whatever. See if I can zoom that in just a bit more for you. See if I can get it on camera for you. Okay, there we go. So then, like I said, just wet the toothpick, or you know, I'm just doing random little bits of line in, so it'll look more like a stone floor. So there's that. And kind of like that, yeah, and just, you know, okay. Then I will, basically I'll pick it up and I'll just bring off the stuff I don't really need, so it stays where it can fit. And you know, then I'll just do that and start smoothing it a little bit. And pretty much at this point, now it's just got to dry. Now it's just got to sit here and get dry. So there's that. So let me get this mess cleaned up, and I'll show you what I'm going to do on the second floor. Alright, so I got it all sanded down and clear cut, or get that round. So the first thing I am going to do before a lot is I got the panel line accent Tamiya brown, and I'm just going to start putting that in. And as you can kind of tell, it just really gives that floor a really lovely look. And trust me, while they have great little brushes, sometimes it don't work well. Hold on one second here. I did shake it up, but sometimes you just gotta give it a nice little bit of love stir. Do that, and this, and okay. Now, there we go. And like I said, I'm just, as you can see, it's just starting to age that floor a little bit better. And that's what I'm wanting. I want it to look rough. I want it to look like it's been. And me too. I'll add just a little bit more. And now I'm going to let that dry out. Let that dry and get back to it. So, yeah. So once this gets dry, I'll go ahead and do a few things on this real quick. I'm going to mask off the windows here and mask off this block. I want to mask off, I'm going to mask this whole thing because I got to paint this, and you'll love that color. But so the first thing I need to do, I want to get the windows masked off so it's good. And then I'll get this masked off so I can do that paint. But when I get that all done, I will come back and share with you guys. Alright, well, I went ahead and got that part painted. But I went with with copper. And what that's going to do, and it was the metallic air from Vallejo. Love this stuff. And what that's going to do when I age it, it's going to make it look really, really great. But go ahead and start pulling, because you want to let the mask sit on there and let the paint start, get to a decent point of being dry. But if you wait too long, you can end up pulling the paint off too when you try to unmask. So usually I wait about 5-6 minutes, and if I can, because that's a nice clean edge like that, I do that. So there you go, guys. So now that's got to dry before I can do more, because I got to work these and then this and then these parts. So, but I want to let this get dry so I can get it masked off and protect it from the other painting I'm going to do. But with that, let's see if we can have some fun. Okay, so I've got this all protected, but before I finish doing any weathering or any more details, I want to start getting this in, this path. So instead of doing like I did yesterday and trying to dilute it down, I'm just going to go straight, no dilution, nothing, and for now just get this painted in here so that, or brushed on, so that I can add some texture. And then we'll later, I'll go down and I'll add some. So I'm using, this is a texture. It's really burnt. It's really dead looking. So I think that's going to be awesome. And basically, I'll just do that. I'll just get it in here. Kind of like that. It does kind of get messy, guys. And get this all around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump it. So I don't have all that loose up there, and then I can reuse that. Kind of like this. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. And this is going to be the base of what I'm going to do. So let me get that finished, and when I get that done, I will come back and share with you guys. Alright, well, I've done a little bit, and I'll show you what I've done, and I'll share with you what I'm doing. So, like I said, I put that base down. Let's see if I can keep that in camera for you. Then after that, I did the water. I mixed it with the white glue with water, and then I brushed down, and then I added this tan gravel ballast is what they call it, because this is what they use the model railroad. And then I just brushed that on, and I dumped off the excess. And then I started adding bigger little bushes around just to give it a little depth. Now, because Scatchen Jack asked if there could be moss, so I'm going to share that with you guys. So the one thing I'm going to do, just like I did everything else, I'm not going to pick I'm going to let whatever sticks, and that's it. So, but again, like I said, I just brush on that, and then I got some really fine green turf here. If I can get the bag opened. I had it open. One second. And let me zoom that out so you guys can see. So I got that brushed, right? And then all I'm doing is I'm just kind of doing this. Just to kind of see where it goes where, you know? Just kind of like so. And then I kind of just do that. I just let it drop, and what hangs, hangs. Sorry, let me get that back there for you. Sorry about that, guys. What hangs, hangs. So I'm going to get this finished up, and I'll share what everything looks like when I get it done, on this part anyway. Alright guys, things were drying, and started doing some painting. And I said I was going to mask off and airbrush certain areas. I think the only thing I'm going to airbrush is these guys right here. I haven't decided yet, but I got to thinking this is a very, old tower, and no airbrush has been used. So doing the sides of the building fine, but I'm kind of hand brushing the other details. So I did this with, this is Euro, it's a Model Master Euro 1 gray, and then I'm just going with the Vallejo Model Air red, and just starting to create a little bit of highlight. Not much, because when I get done, this thing's going to be, it's going to be definitely aged appropriately. Let me say that. But and I just wanted to get that nice actual look that it, made by hand. So that's what I'm doing, guys. I'm just going through and adding paint. And you guys know I love to airbrush. I'd rather airbrush if I can, but I'm also, I try to think about what the project is. What's the kit telling me? What should, should it look just perfect and oh my god, so neat, or like a building like this? Over time I've learned doing this, the rock, yeah, easy. I'll definitely airbrush. But doing this part, doing hand painting like this, it gives it that much, a little bit more texture. Let me see if you can see that. You see what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at right now, guys. So I'm going to keep going on this, and when I get it done, I'll come back and share with you. Alright, so I've gotten the tower itself pretty well painted and ready to do. Show you guys. Now, before I do anything really big on the inside yet or on the outside, I want to weather this. I want to get this to looking really, really, been out in the field for a while, as you could say. So I am going to do my Tamiya panel line accent, and what I did is, after the paint and the touch-ups, I went ahead and did a clear gloss coat. One, protect the paint I already have, and two, because this is a 3D print, this stuff can really sink in sometimes, and I don't want that to happen. I want it to be able, I can do the wipe off. So that's why I glossed it. So again, it's just kind of, let's see here. So as you can see, I'm just doing that little line there real quick. Not going crazy with it, but then I can I can do that. I can just lightly wipe it away, and there we go. So I'm going to work on that, and the other thing is, if I wanted to, the other reason I did the clear gloss coat trick to paint is because sometimes on some kits I've done with the Panaline accent, I'll go in and I do this, and then I let it get really good and dry, and then I'll go back with mineral spirits to clean it off. But that's one way to do it. I kind of like doing it on there real quick and get it wiped down, because it does even more what I'd like it to do. So let me get working on this, guys, and come back. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, well, I went ahead and got the red, green, and blue lights in, and first I'll show you what this lovely lady looks like with that moss and a little bit of weathering. Very, very, very awesome. One of the big issues, I got the light from, one second here, gosh, I gotta remember, Evans Design. Sorry guys, I got the bulbs, the LEDs from Evans Design, because they do an effect that I wanted, and they were diffused, but they weren't diffused enough. I mean, it's like really, really pinpoint. Let me see if I can share that with you guys. And turn you off. So yeah, I mean, they're great, but they're too pinpoint. So what I've done, give me a second here. What I've done is I've gone with Vallejo Dead White and brush that over the bulbs, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do, this is bigger foliage clumps, I'm going to do bit bigger on those, and then let that get set. Well, I got to let the paint dry first and then I get on that. But next I'm going to get the base into the tower and see if this is ready to finish, or get close to getting finished. Alright guys, I will be back. Okay, well, got pretty much everything squared away. Got the floor in, and then I got to secure this down. Pretty easy. And got more to help cover up the boldness of those red, green, and blue lights. It looks really, really good. So now I will need to get the tower secured, and then start taking care of the issues on the bottom, and I will share those with you. Or not issues, but getting everything cleaned up enough to get this put on the base. So let me get working on that, guys, and I'll be back. Alright guys, well, everything's hooked up, and now the forgotten tower is secured on the base. Sorry about the hand holding on the camera. I just wanted to let you guys see this really well. Sorry guys. And give me 1 second. Here we go. Sorry. But you can see the fire going out, and then come down to here. Cool, huh guys? And then the red and green and blue all over. Let me shut the other one off and get so you can get the full effect. There you go, guys. Pretty neat, huh? And again, right there. Alright guys, so yeah, fun build. Really did have fun doing a lot of this. I really had a lot of fun doing this, sorry. So, with that,